you may have noticed I have graduated to this new backdrop that I have recently purchased. So we'll see. Is it worth setting up the trouble? Do I look that much more professional? I could at least put on a decent shirt instead of wearing this old t-shirt. All right. This is a response that I received from question and answer, cure hair loss by going gluten-free. Afnan Abbasi had this to say, quote, "Hey Nick, let me know what you think of this. I have two brothers. Me and my youngest brother always have had hair problems, but the middle one, he's had great hair since the start. One thing I've noticed though is that he has smelly armpits. In fact, I've noticed all my friends with great hair have smelly armpits. And they would turn a white shirt yellowish for some reason. Do these two relate?" End quote. Here's my response. This is unrehearsed. Naturally, my first thoughts. What I'm going to say is, I personally have always had issues with that. I remember back in high school, man, I couldn't find something strong enough. I had to use like Right Guard, the spray. Like even now, yeah, look at that. I mean, I'm a sweaty guy, and I have to do a good job of making sure that I smell good and that I'm fresh. I mean, I'm probably obsessed with hygiene a bit. I mean, I brush my teeth at least 3 times a day. You know, taking 2 showers a day is no big deal to me. I'm obsessed with it. But at the same time, I think I am a smellier and sweatier guy than most. I'm not ashamed of it. That's how I'm wired. I'm also hairier than most guys. And this is even after, you know, manscaping. But anyway, I don't necessarily see a connection between the two. I mean, I'm trying to imagine a guy with a perfect head of hair, and I'm already instantly imagining a guy who's not hairy. See, if anything, I'm making a connection between being a hairy guy and maybe having, you know, sweating more and having more body odor that way. That's the connection that I would make. I mean, yeah, because I don't wear white t-shirts. I don't even wear white shirts because I know that I will still, you know, stain them. So have you noticed I never wear white shirts? As far as deodorant that I use now, though, it's always just like with my shampoo. It's whatever organic, you know, non-chemical based, essential oil based kind, you know, that there is. I'm using all that natural stuff, and it's the best stuff for me anyway. And when I was using the stuff with chemicals in it, like Right Guard, it would irritate my skin. So I stopped using, you know, chemical-based stuff years ago. So my answer is, to answer the question, do men who are losing their hair, are they more likely to be smelly and sweatier? My answer is not necessarily yes. My answer is, I think if maybe in theory, this is just in theory off the top of my head, if you maybe have more testosterone, which makes you more sensitive to DHT, maybe therefore you also are a hairier guy, and maybe you sweat more. Maybe you have more of that testosterone coming out of you when you sweat throughout the day. That could be the smell of testosterone. It very well could be, for all I know. So, amazingly, I'm going to rule that technically, yes. I'm going to predict as a non-professional that yes, there probably is some sort of connection between men who lose their hair sooner than later, typically having more issues with sweating and body odor. My theory is they have more testosterone and they're hairier. And when you're hairier, you just tend to, you're going to have that, even after you take a shower, like if it's trapped in your body hair. That's why I manscape. That's why I, use the buzzers and the whole thing, that I feel cleaner when I do. So I appreciate the new information. No one's ever brought this to my attention, but I really think there very well could be some truth in that guys who lose their hair sooner and don't have perfect George Clooney hair are ultimately, they have more issues with sweating and battling their testosterone scent that's oozing out of them. But hey, on the bright side, we've all watched enough of those nature shows to know, mating season and all that, how all that works, is women are actually more attracted to the smell of testosterone during certain times of the month. I won't get into details there, but hey, it might work to your advantage that you smell more like a man as long as you don't smell too much like a man.